All right, folks, there you see. Look at that beautiful thing there. You look so happy. What is this? What are you doing?
I don't know. It was my chest. I had to do it.
It was you. Okay,
It's my body.
Well, it's my body. I just can't help it. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Alienware Analyst Desk. I'm Golden Boy, joined, of course, by the amazing Driver. We have Zimstar and Allied down there. If you're just joining us, it is going to be the Battle of Europe as we get ready for SK Gaming versus Titan. I'm so excited for this matchup, boys. Driver?
What that?
That'd be cool.
So for those of you wondering why this is here, we have our top 4 teams. Of course, you mentioned SK Gaming, and of course, we mentioned Titan. We have Cognitive Red and Cognitive Prime. This is the battle. This is when the money starts getting bigger and bigger. This right here is the trophy that each player will get if they become Smite World Champions. This thing is absolutely beautiful. It has actually engraved around the edges all Pantheons. You're going to see the Chinese one on the left side there zoomed in, and of course got Smite on the front. And this is just the tectonic rift with Mjolnir stuck in it.
Yeah, it's so cool. Of course, you know, this is what, you know, moving forward, you would hope that Cog Prime would ban and not allow to happen, but we'll get to that later on during the broadcast. But SK, Titan, let's talk about this. We dived deep before the break, but I think, you know, we got new people coming in. We should reiterate a couple things here. You know, Zimstar, we'll start with you. You have a lot of experience with these teams here. You know, you know SK well. You've been critical of Titan. What are your thoughts right now?
So, first of all, I know you're all American, but in your hearts, you know which is the best region. So, I got a surprise for you.
Okay.
What is...
For you.
What is...
For you.
What is this?
And on the backside, you will find the winning team of this tournament.
Oh,
so,
Can we get a shot of this?
Look at this. Look at this.
What is this?
This is not.
So, you can wave these as SK are just, you know, rolling through this tournament undefeated. So I'm gonna stick to my guns here and say SK undefeated. Zyros has still not died during any of these games. I think he might go through the entire tournament without even dying, and that would be pretty hype.
So if they lose in the semifinal, do you leave?
If they lose,
do you just get up and go?
How do you get a green card?
Huh?
How do you get a green card? I might just move to America after that.
Yeah, just because you should actually have a ripaway that just becomes an American flag.
Yeah,
just rip it off.
Be like, so it wouldn't be good to rip this because that could be considered
offensive.
Crime and offensive.
Yes.
So let's definitely not do that. But
you can wave them though.
What we will say,
peel's a better word.
Yeah, maybe just
peel it away.
Yeah, we'll peel it away.
Right.
You know, we want to make sure that we're not offending anyone now here at the Analyst. It's okay. Moving forward, though, thank you for the gift. Unfortunately, it won't be needed as North America will be dominating. Good night, folks.
Oh. Well, you know what? The worst part about that is the truth hurts. The truth just hurts, right? I mean, we've seen North America. There's a reason that they were considered dominant. I mean, you know what? Let's do the best possible test that determines everything. Let's just go down the line. Crowd and everyone online, let's do a crowdometer.
That's not fair.
What's going on.
That's not fair,
First
though.
off, just for you, baby.
Oh, my God.
Baby girl.
SK Gaming.
Respectable.
Okay.
Very respectable.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
Very respectable.
Titan.
Wow. Titan fans out
Bigger
there.
than SK. All right.
What the heck?
Hang on. Quiet.
Quiet on the set.
Cognitive Prime.
Oh, man.
Whoa.
Darn.
Wow.
You should have saved that one for last.
Dang.
Last one. All right, this is the last one. We got to gauge it. Cognitive Red.
Whoa.
Equally as hype.
Wow.
Okay.
Hey, here's the thing, though. I mean, you're in America, so of course they're gonna have the more fans. But the thing is,
you know,
people,
whatever, you know,
people say you're not ready, we're undefeated and stuff, you know. But I mean, if you don't play in the best region, how do you know you're the best team? Europe is the best region, and we're about to see that.
Oh my!
It's truth.
You know, Allied's just been there.
I'm fanning myself right now.
Because that's about all that's going to be useful for at this point. For a good fan.
Wow.
Well, no.
Because North America, too strong. You know it. You know it in your heart to be true.
Let's see. I'll leave it up to the players.
Okay. Of course, guys. We're having fun here. It's a good time. You know, for you guys out in the crowd, you guys having a good time at Smite World Championships? That's what I like to hear. No matter what, end of the day, we're all here to watch some incredible Smite play. And on top of that, we have two of the best teams from Europe that are about to square off. I tweeted this before. I said it's the Battle of Europe. It's about to go down. I'm so excited. Let's start breaking this down, folks, before we get into the picks and bans. You know, Zimp, we'll start with you about Titan. You know, what do you need them to do here in order for them to overcome SK? Can they even overcome SK?
So before qualifiers to Worlds, Titan was like one of the best early game teams. I mean, they dominated us in scrims early on because the early game was super, super strong. Then somehow they find the Kali after worked really well for them. I think they kind of fell back a little bit too much on, you know, the comfort picks that way. But the games from today have been way better in terms of early game pressure. So I hope they just keep applying the early game pressure onto SK Gaming. Like they fall behind because I think, as I said before, in terms of raw, you know, team fighting, they're on par with SK, which means just don't fall behind and you can win.
Yeah. Now, before we went to the extended break, we were breaking down all the roles, but the one role that we didn't talk about was support. We didn't talk about how support can play a factor here. Of course, on the Titan side, you have Kane Life playing for that, and then you have Baja on the other side for SK. Allied, go with you.
Well,
how important is this going to be?
The support battle is actually going to be tough. It's going to be a battle of who gets Ymir. Honestly, like, these guys have played Ymir all tournament long, I believe, right? And they're just amazing with Ymir. I don't know what it is. Like, shout-outs to Kelly, because they've been watching. Like, young Badgie, he's been playing since closed beta.
Why are you still holding
He's still holding the flag.
Yeah, it's hot.
I love it.
Like, so, no, honestly, Badger has been playing since closed beta. Ymir, like, that's, he has 2 years of experience with that character. Same thing with Kanye. They've been playing forever, and you can tell there's a lot of old school in them.
You told me, like, just between the games, maybe Incon should still play Ymir.
I texted him, and I'm like, Incon, so what do you think about Ymir? He's like, it's still poop. I'm like, all right.
Still poop.
Still poop. No.
I highly doubt that, of course, as the chat does agree. I'm looking a lot of Ymir love on.
A lot of Ymir love. That's right.
It's good. It's always good to see. All right, well, folks, you know, as we get this one prepped up and ready to go, you know, still lots to dissect here, right? I mean, we talked a lot about this particular battle between Maniac and Confrey, because that was kind of like the discussion where it was you can't just simply give up to Maniac. You have to do something about him. You have to figure out the game plan. Reiterate this again, Zim. What should be this approach for Confrey in the solo?
I think maybe they look to maybe ban out Maniac. I'm not really sure how you would do that though. I mean, maybe get rid of Vamana and just pick up a shock or something. I said it again. I mean, I don't think Confrey should try to one-on-one Maniac unless he's extremely confident. So again, look at the farm. That said though, I mean, Confrey's here for a reason. He's one of the best solo laners in the world, but I just don't think head-to-head he has what it takes. I think it's going to look for help from replicas, come gank the lane maybe. I don't know, it would take a lot of warding, a lot of preparation, and just like perfect execution.
Well, something we've seen just in the entirety of this tournament so far, going into day number 2, is just, it comes down to the confidence. I mean, once Confrey picked up Osiris and was playing confidently like, I'm the best, I can do this, he conquered. And, you know, during the break, Ally, I was talking to you about it, just something back to the North American Regional, right? Your solo laner, Kiki, he has an immense god pool and an incredible play style, but usually plays those bruisery style, Chalk, one of his favorites, right? Able to pick those up consistently. But I want to reference that second game in the North American Regional Semifinals where he picked up Bakasura and just went like 22-3. And that's the confidence you need, right? You need to be able to take that character and say, I'm going to embody this today, and then I'm going to body my opponent because of it. And Maniac is not a character you can throw around easily. And you have to basically, that's the whole thing. If you falter, he'll punish you for it.
Yeah, but if he does go down, I think even once or twice, as I said, SK is like a hype team, you know. If he dies in the solo lane to Confrey 1-1, the game is going to go to a Titan. It's that easy.
That's just bias.
What do you mean?
That's just bias.
No,
You just love SK too much.
No. I think if Titan just wins a lane, SK will just, like, you know, they can't recover. They so much emotion, you know.
All right, well, it seems like that.
Some noise.
Yeah, one of the teams ready to go. And that's actually something I've really enjoyed, right? You know, I've commentated a lot of esports, you know, a lot of different games, and very rarely, this has been like, I think the only game I've encountered where players actually like group together, get in that little huddle, get themselves hyped and ready to go. That's actually really good. You know, it's a good morale boost for your squad, because everyone, after they get out of that, you know, that huddle and they're talking to one another, they just like, all right, we're going to do this. We're going to destroy them. And I actually have to say that's when this much money is on the line, everything helps. You got to hype yourself up. You have to stay in the game. This is go time. This is go time, right? So it's going to be crazy to see how they play it.
Well, that's just the benefit of MOBAs, right? MOBAs are so overly complex. I mean, you've got itemization, you've got matchups, you've got picks, counter picks, you've got team fights, you've got so many things that go into it, right? And one of the things about MOBAs is that when you fall behind, you have to kind of sit through that suffering for 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes before you're able to come back and possibly win the game. And so if your morale is low and you lose the lane, you give a kill up early, you're going to falter the rest of the match. And so it's so easy to topple in a game like Smite because it happens so quickly and they're in your lane the entire time. So as we saw in many of the regional events, the teams that didn't get out of their chair, they sat and they sulked and they were wondering how we're going to do this. They just brooded, were the ones that didn't bounce back. But the teams that are so hyped and excited, those are the ones that were able to pull it out.
I want to see if Allied agrees with me on the Maniac Comfrey matchup.
I think that Maniac is gonna blow Comfrey out of the water, honestly. I think it's going to be like pretty clean. I've seen Maniac skills firsthand. I've seen him in Joust tournaments. I think he's a mechanical god. However, Comfrey could have the edge just on if he could pull something out of the hat. I mean, he does have a weird sort of old meta soul lane god pool, so I wouldn't be surprised if he threw something out and they build, like the team builds it like around him. But if he brings out Osiris, if he brings out Chalk, I wouldn't be surprised unless they banned out Bakasura, we see Maniac just chew him up.
And we might even see Chang'e play it for the first time this tournament, because Comfrey plays healers and Maniac plays Chang'e, and with the Divine Rune, you
Divine Rune plus 3.
Yeah, 90% healing reduction. You have support picks up as a Pestilence, and you have no healing on the team.
Unless you get a Heavenly Agility, there's definitely a lot of plays you can make off of that.
That is true.
Now, even though I think pretty much it's agreed here that Maniac should be Comfrey, I wouldn't count him out just for the fact that, well, they have Repicos on his team. And this tournament, Repicos has been playing absolutely. He is the superstar of Titan, and I would not be. I mean, I've known him since closed beta. He's known for carry. Like, that's it. He will carry anything, really. Like, I've seen him carry games. People go like 0-11 in Europe ranked. Like, it's crazy. So I would not be surprised if Repicos got a little bit of momentum going. He would just inspire his team and go crazy.
All right, well, we'll see how this pans out. We know you guys have been wanting it, so let's just go ahead, get this match started. Toss it over to Kelly at the stage to introduce the teams, as it's going to be SK and Titan.
Thank you so much, Golden Boy. You guys, this game is going to be intense. It is a rematch of the EU Regional Finals. The first team we're going to be looking at is known as the European Lanimals. Full of passion and fury. Guys, it's SK Gaming.
SK Gaming. Maniac. Zero. Captain Twig. Badger. Real Zex.
And that was SK Gaming. The other team that they will be facing made it all the way through the wild card to make the first seeded spot in the EU Regionals. Guys, it is Titan.
Titan. Confree. Replicas. Pretty Prime. Kanye Life. Anorexia.
All right, back here at the Alienware Analyst Desk, and you already know what's about to go down. Picks and bans are going to be coming through here, and we are getting ready. Of course, this is the moment that we have been waiting for, and very anticipated. How these players are going to play this one out is going to be the question. Out the gate, Allied, what do you go for the two bans on each side? Who should be the first to go?
The standard Circat. I think no one can go wrong with that. Absolutely, just dominating the games that she has been played in. And I think she's just a common ban at this point. I think both regions can put aside their differences and agree Serket needs to not be in this game. Also, Ao Kwang is really, it's a controversial pick. You know, some people think they could deal with it, some people don't. I think it's just a safe ban at this point as well.
You know, one thing that's gone completely unnoticed is Sylvanas has been banned in literally every single game we've seen, just about, right? I mean, look at a 60 to 70% ban rate over the entire tournament. Serket going away. There is the Thor ban going away. Not going to let that one go to Repicos. And then, you know, leaves Kali on the board. We'll see if they decide to go for it. There's the Ao Kwang ban. First pick, what's it going to be?
Kali, yep.
Kali right
Wait,
away for
SK went for the Kali. That's really
They're
smart.
taking it away.
Yeah, taking him off the Titan and just banning him after Thor. I guess they watched the game when he used Thor against Bacon.
Shout out to Dignitas. Just taking away picks. If you prefer this pick in your comfort zone, well, so do we. This is my pick now. Like, that's just a common strategy.
Gives you effectively 3 bans.
It's really effective.
Yeah.
It's like 3 bans, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. If you get that first pick, you're right. It is because if you counterpick them and just know what they want to go for you, and you can also capitalize on that as your strength.
What's also good about that is even if you're not as strong with that pick as the enemy team, they probably aren't as strong with the secondary. So it's really important.
Ryan's going to knock down Osiris and Apollo at the same time. So moving to the next one. Let's see what...
That's Ataraxia. He wants to get that Apollo. This is something that they could have taken a tip from Cognitive Prime yesterday. They played AMC to huge effect against Ataraxia's Apollo, shutting down that dash, cannot get away in time, and the huge burst, plus the boxing potential could work here.
There's actually 3 favorable matchups against Apollo, in my opinion, that I really do think that Reels has a couple of options. He's known for his Freya. Shout out to Freya. He can also play Vulcan, but I believe he doesn't play Vulcan at all. And also AMC. AMC does have a favorable matchup against
Bakasura and
Apollo.
Agni.
Maniac, Bakasura.
In the immediate Bakasura counter pick to Osiris. They just automatically assume it's Osiris solo, but it could also be Osiris jungle. That's never like actually count that out. That's always been a possibility. I've seen Cognitive do that many times with Switcheroony.
Yeah.
Maniac's been doing so well with Bakasura, by the way.
Oh yeah, he's been playing great. I mean, and also to touch on what you just talked about, Osiris in the jungle actually would make sense. See, if he's a Kali player and Kali is not available, one of the only few that can actually box with a Kali is Osiris because of that feather. The damage reduction is really good to just brawl up with a Kali. And also if you ulti at the same, like, if you time your ulti right, she won't get her healing from her passive, she gets a kill.
In fact, I would not be surprised at all because you gotta remember, EU they play each other all the time, so they probably that might be a bait, and then of course.
Let's do Emir for the Titan. I mean,
that's the Kanye life Emir right
Emir
there.
hype.
Yeah,
we got 2 more bands to go through here, and this is really interesting. I think they're going to take a lot of time on this, I would imagine. You know, no Hunter being picked up just yet for SK unless they're going for something cheeky, but Reels likes his Hunters, and Freya, of course, but doesn't really go for something outside the box.
He has like 3 choices here. He has Rama, Freya, and Anhur. He's really good on all 3. I do not think we're going to see an Uller or anything else like that being picked up, especially not Neath. He's not a big fan of any of these. But so they don't have to pick it. Yeah, I mean, they can pick it like last because, you know, there's no rush here, really.
So this might be another just crazy ballsy call, but I'm going to say that's Osiris jungle, and they're going to look to go into Comfrey's sort of supporting mage, maybe an Aphrodite, and they're going to put Pretty Prime on Vulcan mid. That would be a well-balanced team comp with a lot of front line, a support mage to heal everyone up, and 2 crazy hyper carry damage dealers. That would be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, Comfrey actually plays Hebo. I actually forgot to mention that. He got known for his Hebo play during the SPL. He's an extremely good Hebo, and Hebo actually counters Bakasura.
It's solo or jungle Emir.
Oh my god, wait.
Or Athena.
Or Athena jungle too? Cool.
Athena jungle possibly.
I think they prioritize Emir on Konya Life because he's so very good at it, you know?
So this is it. Oh, we've got a Bacchus hovered on here.
Young Badgie going for his Bacchus.
I like this. This is actually a lot of disruption, a lot of damage. Rom locked in as well.
That's how it's got to be Vulcan. There it is. And there you go. Vulcan's going to get picked. All right, folks, this is it. Game number 1. Let's go ahead, toss it over to our casters. Make some noise, folks. It's time to begin.
Welcome back, everybody, to the caster desk. Alongside me, Gandhi, for the European semi-finals. Look at this.
I know, bow ties are cool,
I got him in a tie.
Yeah, you did.
I'm not losing my voice, too.
Dude, this match is going to be absolutely nuts. SK Gaming has definitely looked like the best team here this weekend at the SWC. On the other side is Titan. Titan, probably the weakest of the 4 stronger gods going into this one, but it hasn't been... We haven't been impressed.
Everyone expected them to be the worst team here out of the regions. I don't think that's true, and I think this is going to go all the way best of 3.
I hope.
This composition these guys have put up, really, really strong from both sides. We're going to see an Athena jungle. That's going to be interesting.
Now, the Athena jungle, the big problem when you have an Athena jungle, especially going against a Kali, is that you're losing out on the damage. So since you won't be able to have kill potential really in your own hands, you have to look for it around the map and set it up. Whereas Kali, I jump in, I press 3, I stun you, I go indestructible, and then I kill your team.
The other thing about this whole competition as well, Gandhi, is the fact that these two teams have been scrimming each other for this tournament all the way through.
That's true.
They haven't scrimmed against NA because NA and EU just had this divide where they refuse to give away secrets.
And what's funny is I don't think either region was expecting to meet up on the exact same side.
Exactly.
Or else they would have been like, hey, Titan, you want to...
You can't plan for the future rounds. You have to plan for the early ones. Their first opponents were both North Americans, so they waited. We're going live, though, guys, into game right now on your screen. Give it up for SK Gaming and Titan as we go and see what actually we're going to see early. Badger going to put an early ward down and not get caught.
Now, what's important to note here is that Titan, earlier on in their match, they had the order site every single time, which is at the bottom of your UI. Now they're fading out of Chaos side. At the EU Regional, we only saw them fight from the bottom side. So we're going to see a little bit of tomfoolery come out of them, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. We'll see as this game goes on, though, because at the moment, both these teams will respect each other. They've both been practicing against each other so often. They're going to have to bring out different pocket strats if they want to try and play this. What I think will happen, in all honesty, these two teams will just play their best and do standard overall. Any early invades is a potential coming out from SK because of Bakasura.
SK might be able to do that. So Bakasura, not only does he have Hand of the Gods, which does damage to minion camps, he also has an ability where if a camp is below 25%, he can eat it. So what that means is that they can invade Titan at any time they want, and that's why you're seeing these deep wards go in on the Titan side of the map.
Oh, Ymir's looking around at this blue buff now. He's looking to try and steal this one away, but they've noticed him, and Kanye has to back away. He's not going to find the option that he wanted, but it's taken a long time to do it. Kanye's still coming. Kanye's getting forced away again. The blue buff resets. That's really, really good coming out from Titan. It's not cost him anything. Across the way, you can see Zeros and Maniac tried the same, and nothing happened.
There's no real kill potential here early on for either side. Kanye Life, yes, he does have the freeze, but Ataraxia doesn't have the follow-up there with Apollo, especially early on. I mean, he's going to be hitting for like 80.
Yeah, he's not going to be so much too early. The early aggression, though, from Ymir and Apollo in this lane, as you can see, going to put the pressure onto Reels and Badger. Badger on this Bacchus, not going to be so strong in the early stages.
Yeah, the big thing with Bacchus is the fact that he doesn't really have good wave clear. In order for him to kind of push the wave, he has to jump in, which gives away his escape and his initiate. So it's very, very difficult for him to kind of come out on top in the laning phase.
Well, this early rotation coming out from Repikas here on this Athena from the solo lane, it means he's going to be able to go into the jungle. They know this blue buff's available, and with Prime here as well, there's not a whole lot that SK Gaming can do about this. Carly and you can see as well, they're going to go for the speed, cover, but we'll see if they can actually defend that one.
There's a 4-man rotation here coming out of Titan. Titan is in good spot here. The speed buff, though, most noteworthy, is going to be going to SK, which is good for them, and that's going to help them out a lot. Speed buff is probably the most powerful buff there. As you take a look into the solo lane here, Bakasura taking on Osiris. Baka, he has to wait for level 5 before he has any real kill potential.
That's right. I mean, these two will go backwards and forwards in this lane. We've seen this lane matchup before. We'll see it countless times because they kind of negate each other to an extent in this lane. The only other one against Osiris we've seen a lot of is Chuck.
Yeah, now Confrey has a lot to prove this entire weekend. Coming into it, and even yesterday, it was kind of like, oh yeah, Confrey's not that good. He's kind of the weak link. Everyone thinks he can't perform. So he has a chip on his shoulder, and there's nothing better than for him to beat his European brothers and advance into the grand finals.
Exactly, and now we're 2 minutes in. The red buff on the right-hand side has been started. Up by Zeros here, going to be able to pick this one up, give that one over to Captain Twig. In the mid lane, playing that Agony once again, who yesterday he performed outstandingly on.
Yeah, Captain Twig is one of the best 1v1 players in the game. But as we take a look here, Kanye Life, he's looking to possibly jump in here. He has eyes on one. It doesn't look like he has any real chance to follow up there with Apollo,
Right
but as
side,
we take
though.
our look at the right side, that's going to be the tether going down on Maniac. Maniac's going to be forced back, but Osiris has to go all the way back to his base to heal up.
As expected, ult for ult is the trade. One interesting thing though, guys. Osiris is the target for Kali.
Ooh, that's no fun.
Well, the big problem with that is the fact that everyone knows junglers don't gank solo lane.
Well, Comfy stayed in lane here up against Maniac, and Repicast coming in. Maniac's going to watch his position here. The taunt was good, but the leap is there. There's no extra follow-up, but now, at that time of the match, you can see the mid-harpies are about to spawn.
Yep, mid-harpies coming up at 3:15. They're going to contest Kanye Life. He has zeros in front of him. He's got the freeze. They were able to get those mid-harpies, and now they're only rewarded with the right and not the left because Badger is in a good spot. Now, the importance of these mid-harpies is they give more experience than any camp on the map besides Fire Giant and Gold Fury.
That's correct, and because they're so neutral in the middle of the map, just like the Fire Giant and Gold Fury, they're the only ones that are more contested, but there's a trade going off between the Hunters again, and Ataraxi is really trying to apply pressure to Reels here.
Well, which is so backwards than how we saw this kind of going. Everyone kind of knows Reels is kind of like the European Zatman, right? Like, he wants to fight. He wants to fight every single time, and Ataraxi is more like calculated, like, oh, well, I can only do 30 damage here, so there's no real point in me engaging.
I mean, Reels is very intelligent. He's just rolling away. He's taking the poke. He realizes he will heal back up with that Death's Toll as well as the wave comes in. He keeps himself far back enough here so Kanye can't engage on him as he rotates into this lane, looking for the opportunity to get Reels. As you can see, he realizes he might lose 1 or 2 creeps here, but not too many.
Now, if you're looking to see Athena into the jungle, most likely how you want to build her, CDR. You want to have max cooldown reduction on her so you have more Defender of Olympus's, which is her ultimate. You want to be around the map as much as humanly possible. It's global. Build CDR.
Now, with the compositions we see on paper, Carly, as we know, rightly so, will level very well into the late game. Looking for the Chinseis to get online to really start dealing the damage, Gandhi. So, during the early stages, the main thing for SK Gaming is not to fall too far behind, but right-hand side, another engagement comes out, but Baka gets away again.
Yeah, Baka having a jump on the cooldown, and it's a pretty low cooldown. Even looking at it, I mean, he still has like 8 seconds left, but we are going to see the rotation coming out of Repicas as well. Comfrey's there. They do want to get that blue ball from him to just kind of set him back just a little bit, but I don't think they're going to be able to get it as you're going to be seeing Kali slowly start to rotate over.
But there is a ward there now. Now that ward will give vision of Carly coming in, which means they can engage onto her if she does get herself picked in that situation. She had a feeling they were going to come in, so she's not going to get found, so they're already starting to blue.
Yep, here it comes. There's going to be, they have the taunt down. The tether's going to be there for Osiris. They got to get out of here. Regurgitate's coming. He does have the kill potential, but he's going to back out of it. Osiris is going to deviate that fight.
The timing of the Regurgitate was really good. It stopped the stun from the tether, which meant he could continue the aggression. Unfortunately, there wasn't much more follow-up from that, but they do manage to, I think they did lose that blue buff there, though. And Baka's going to be a bit careful because he's a little bit too over.
Well, he does have the jump, so Maniac getting a little bit ballsy there, but he's still going to be okay. 2v2, here comes Kali. Kali has the target right in front of her. She's looking for the first kill, unable to get it. Athena's going to be there. He's going to dodge it. 5 minutes and 58 seconds, still not a single first blood.
And look at where the Guardians are, Gandhi. They know where the action's going to be, and they're on par with each other. This is EU through and through. Those guys will follow each other straight across the map. And now mid-harpies on the right are going to spawn first. Keep an eye for action there, as you see in the solo. Athena's currently trading around.
Well, they have the 3-man grouping there, and Zeros and Captain Twig say, hey, we can force the fight, or we can take the guaranteed and not worry about it. I think they should have taken the fight just because Osiris wasn't there, but even still, it's okay.
But are they guaranteed? Because Ataraxia has now come in from the duo lane as well. Ymir's rotating around as well from the right ones, and you can see he's only just started to flash.
Yep, Zero's now trying to look for the jump in. Agni's going to drop the bomb. He's a little bit late, so they weren't able to get those mid-harpies. So the advantage is we're going to go ahead and take a look at the charts. It is 4,000 experience in favor of Titan and only 1,000 gold. The big thing early on here in Smite is experience.
Experience is important, but what, as we were talking about as well, Kenny, as this game goes on, the early game aggression from Carly is not something you need to factor in. You have to wait and be patient for it, and it will come online eventually once those chins get online.
Well, you're going to have Maniac doing a lot of damage. There comes the Regurgitate. Is he going to be able to have the damage from the minions? He's not. So Comfrey's health bar is just going to slowly kind of jump up here, but Badge is going to be spotted. Kanye Life's going to zone him out, and now we are going to see as Rios is just going to sit here, farm up the lane, and kind of wait for Ataraxia to put himself in a bad position. As it goes on, though, Bacchus gets stronger and stronger. Intoxicate, which is an AoE Intoxicate, basically. Everyone gets drunk from his ability, is very debilitating.
Exactly, it is, and that's one thing you got to keep an eye on as this game goes on. The longer this goes on, Carly, Bacchus, Rama as well. He is a hyper carry in the late stage, but here we go. Athena going in aggressive there. Bit of damage on Zeros, but once again, there's no follow-up.
Well, there was a lot of damage there because she has pen boots. Maniac has the tether down. They're calling the audible. They want to go in, but Maniac says, okay, I'm just going to jump.
It's poke. It's poke. It's all it is poke. Comfrey does not have innate sustain built into his kit, so poking him down in lane causes a few issues. She may rotate in mid, though.
Ymir could be in a potential to get a... Nope, nothing.
Nothing.
Not at all.
Getting excited for nothing. This is EU when these teams know each other so well. It's 8 minutes in, but they've been scrimming for weeks, Gambit. Weeks.
So this is what's interesting. So when we went into the Smite World Championship, everyone was favoring North America because the games go fast, everyone's on top of things, and we didn't know how EU and NA would work going against one another. Because of this reason, it's so slow in EU.
It was all about the Gold Fury fights in EU. We kind of stand there, watch each other, work out who's going to make the mistake, and the winner of that engagement generally goes on to get the Gold Fury and then could snowball the game from there. However, in these games we're seeing right now, at the moment, both of them have sized each other up completely, and they're both trying to do the same thing.
This is by far the longest game we're probably going to see unless something really changes, but there hasn't been a single Gold Fury attempt. There hasn't even been a kill.
No,
Smite is fast-paced, man.
It is and it isn't. It's calculated fast-paced. If you get the opportunity to go aggressive, you do so. Sometimes, though, the situation doesn't allow it, but this is playing into SK's hands, Gambit.
Oh, well, Captain Twig could be in trouble. Earthshaker's going to be there. He's going to miss it. Here it goes. Kanye Life has it. Not enough, though, to finish. Will Osiris go for the rotation? He's not going to.
And Zeros.
Ymir's is going to be there. Here comes Zeros. The wall's going to be there, but doesn't matter. Kali has a jump. No follow-up at all. Bacchus now is going to go for the right Harpies. That's huge for them if they're able to get that.
Badger can get these. That fight went really well for them, but there's Athena again with the taunt. The Harpies do go to SK, but Badger, can he get out?
Oh,
He's got a belly flop away. The stun comes out from Twig to save the day. But however, here comes Apollo!
It's all about Ataraxia. Two-man Zeros in the back line. Maniac's taking a lot. His health bar's depleting. Confrey gets stunned. In the middle, Captain Twig. Zeros now. He's got one. Captain Twig's able to find a kill. Down goes Kali. Everyone's so weak from Rama. Ataraxia with perfect positioning on Captain Twig. Will he fall?
This fight's going crazy on Maniac when he's deep, but now Reels is here to drive the cleanup. One kill for Reels. Quake supporting on the backside with the damage, but Prime's going to take Reels out before he can bring down another member, and you can see Replica surviving with the barest amount of HP.
Now, the worst part about this for Titan is the fact that they're so weak, they really can't even do this Gold Fury without putting themselves in huge danger.
They can do Harpies because they can't contest against Badger as well. He's going to be there with the Hog 3 available for him as well, so they're not going to risk going for the Gold Fury, but that fight on paper went really well for them. It's extended their lead now to 6,800 experience and 2,000 gold.
Now, this is something we're seeing completely from the European meta is Wingblade goes on every god. Wingblade, it gives you health, it gives you cooldown reduction, and it makes you immune to slows for a duration of time if you're hit by one. So seeing that on an Agni with who already has his dash, that's a nightmare.
Yeah, it really is a big issue to have to deal with, especially because the way he's playing this as well, he's up against the size. We keep discussing this. Every time we see EU, it's winged blade, winged blade, winged blade. EU recognize the slows are important to the game and the flow, and being able to reduce them or ignore them makes the game different.
Now, on the right side there, Comfrey's going to end up building a Curse Blade, which is going to go directly into a Witch Blade. The Tether's going to go down, and the Witch Blade, it's really just going to hurt Baka's attack speed.
The dance of the Gold Fury is starting to begin now. You can see both teams keep trading places, clearing the water. Kanye's going deep here, but he's not relying on the fact there's two people behind him. Kanye overextended, but his Twig is caught out at the same time here. Athena ultimate to save Kanye, meant that Twig lives, but now he turns his attention back to him with the taunt. The real snipes come out to Kanye. Anyone, but Ataraxia trades back, and now you can see Apollo taking up. Zeros is low. Zeros has to get out. Ataraxia could have come back in.
I thought that's what he was going to do.
I thought he would have done too.
The magical chariot that takes him away. Thought he was going to come crashing in. Pretty Prime, though, still continuing to crush through. Captain Twig's very low. Maniac creeping on the backside there. Bakasura just waiting. If they start this Gold Fury, he's going to eat someone. He's just going to go ahead and clear the ward. He got taunted, though. This could be a kill. There's the stun. Captain Twig. My God, he's fantastic.
Reels was good there just to support and push them back in case they tried to chase onto him, but all Reels can do is stand and watch. If he can poke the person tanking it, he can buy himself time for Badger to get back in position to defend it once again.
Captain Twig still alive with just a sliver. Badger finally is going to be back into the action here. Now, Badger does have Hand of the Gods 3, which means at 25%, he will be able to secure the objective, which is huge. So he can steal even if Titan starts the Gold Fury. Eyes on Badger.
That's correct. And as you can see, Badger there just using a sentry once again. Gold Fury control is what it's all about. Both these teams heavy on the sentries. Look, every time they go back to base, sentry, sentry, sentry. That's all this game's going to be. And it's going to be the one team fight that if enough people live, we'll see what happens.
Yep, 13 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock. We are, you know, and what's funny was is going into this, you and I were both trying to decide who would come out on top. Was it going to be the Vulcan or was it going to be the Agni? And I was like, I think it's like a 6-4 Vulcan matchup. And you're like, I was thinking 5-5. Yeah. And it's very, very close. And it might have been backwards. I think I probably said 5-5, but whatever. Anyways, surprisingly enough, it was dead even.
It was dead even because both these players know how to deal with the other. They play against each other all the time, these guys. Like we keep saying, they scrimmed against each other for this tournament because they were against North American opposition. They don't want to give strategies away. But in doing so, it means that all their strategies they planned will not work here. Here's a fight going on though because Agni's caught a little bit.
That's big.
Get out of trouble. Path of Flame saves the day. Back to safety. Not too many cooldowns used though.
Zeros now. You can kind of tell Kali just spent about 3 seconds clearing up that turret. Now Vulcan, who at this point in time finally has his turret almost max level, so it's got a lot of health, which means it's very annoying to take out.
It is very difficult to deal with in that situation, so what they're going to have to do is make sure they bring it down or don't get caught. It's such a good zone control tool as well. You can position it in such a way that if people come around the corner, it's free damage, and you can't fight in that area.
Captain Twig just going to go ahead and shove here. Reels heading back over here. And the Reels versus Ataraxia matchup has been everything we thought it was. And we're going to see Kanye Life is going to go over there. They clear the wards. They throw down the sentries to take out the normal. This means the Gold Fury dance is back.
It's going to keep dancing all day long until it actually does die. Both these teams will trade backwards and forwards in placements, take control for a few seconds, then the minion wave push would mean things change.
Waiting to see any kind of poke here. Kanye Life blinks in. There's going to be the wall. Reels is in a decent amount of trouble, but he's going to take to the skies. Now he has to wait for Bacchus to really bail him out there. He's going to die as soon as he falls. Look at this. The mess is going to be the Earthshaker. He gets out.
He's dodging out. How did he get out of that one? The best thing for that was Kanye used his ultimate as well to get over here for the Gold Fury, but Reels might be able to get back. But here we go. Kanye's going to go. Sorry, Rebecca's going to go in with the taunt there, trying to keep the pressure.
What's he doing?
He's
no zeros.
The freeze was good. This should be a Gold Fury opportunity, but maybe Badger can save the day. We'll see.
Well, eyes on Bacchus. If he can put himself in a good position, he can steal this Gold Fury. He's got the belly flop. Comfrey's going to come in for the zone. That's a dead Badger. Will we be able to get it, though? Intoxicate. No. Gold Fury's still up. Titan gets it. The first Gold Fury.
But Reels is back.
Captain Twig on the backside. He's got one. Can he find a second? Confrey's in his face. The duel has continued. He's got the stun. Maniac's there for the help side. Confrey, will he be able to live? There's one dodge. There it goes. A Gold Fury for 3 kills.
Experience and gold lead right now, 8,000 in favor of Titan, 3,000 in favor of SK as well. They do take the blue buff. They didn't recognize the red was available. At the moment, they're trying to push onto mid lane and push this one back out once again. They're not going to be able to get anything more than that. They got a couple of kills for themselves, SK, but they're not too far behind just yet.
Not at all. And, I mean, this is kind of what we see out of Titan. This is what we saw. They have their lead. They always keep it. They have the kill lead. They have the experience. They have the gold. But the problem is they can't end it. They don't know how to continue the pressure. They got the Gold Fury, but notice how SK Gaming has all of their buffs. We're not seeing them take the speed buff, take the blue or the red. We're not seeing any kind of pressure like that,
well,
Hindu.
I mean, the Gold Fury overall was good for Titan. It gave them the gold lead early on. It means they're going to finish items a little bit earlier. But we keep talking about Kali. Let's also talk about the fact there's a Rama on the map and a Bacchusora as well. Those are dangerous late game as well. They have a lot of spike damage. Bacchus comes online a little bit earlier though, but they have multiple targets to try and contest with, especially when you've got a Bacchus coming in and an Agony raining death from above, from behind.
Well, left Harpies are going to go up here. 17 minutes. It's still important. And right now, taking a look at it, I mean, Vulcan going with the Book of Thoth first, I actually prefer it. Throughout this weekend, I think Book of Thoth right away is better on 99% of the mid lane.
A lot of people are realizing the only difference is Book of Thoth gives you mana regeneration and flat mana over health, and then if you're going to get bursted down, you're going to have an issue. You're up against a Kali as well, who's going to build chins, which means if you build health, she does more damage anyway, because it's percentage health based.
Yep. And what's going to be really difficult for SK is that they have 2 forms of peel they have to deal with. Bakasur could be...
Steal.
Nope.
Good steal. He stole away the blue buff there. He left the minions in the back. Little bit of advice to those at home as well. If you do that, in mid lane, Captain Twig gets cut out again.
Wow.
There's a gap in the wall. The slightest gap, and Captain Twig tries to put the pressure back and do a bit of poke damage to Kanye, but that's all she wrote for that. Both mid harpies down, Gandhi, and everyone's just looking for a fight.
On the right side, Comfrey still battling against Maniac. Left side, Real's just farming up, doing the usual stuff. Normally we see Hunters kind of come online as soon as they hit level 20 and then they start critting. But on the right side, Regurgitate's there. Athena's coming in as well. She's going to have the taunt. Will he be able to stay alive though? Intoxicate's going to do a lot. Bakasura turns around and unfortunately Athena doesn't have the damage.
Replica saved the day there. That taunt was huge. It meant the belly flop wasn't happening, but talking about rotations, Zeros is a little bit too late to the party, Gandhi. Any second earlier, he would have been able to pick up that kill on Osiris.
Replicas has to be careful. We are going to be seeing Vulcan, aka Pretty Prime, start to rotate over, and then you can see the ping go down. They're like, okay, we got to get these mid harpies. Don't want to let Captain Twig get it. There's a 3-man stacking on that side, so Pretty Prime does have to be careful. Kali's going to be there. She might get caught. There's the stun. There's the freeze. She's in a lot of trouble.
The chain of CC between those two Guardians. This is why Guardians are so good in the game. They give so much control, Gandhi, and putting one in the jungle is exactly what happened there. There was nothing Zeros could do.
Captain Twig now, he's in a lot of trouble here. On the right side, though, Maniac's gonna get caught. He's got the taunt. Fist of the Gods comes down to stun, and he's gonna get out.
Twig gets evaporated by the Earthshaker. Badger's in there with a belly flop, but there's nothing else he can follow up with. Comfrey gonna do his best to zone with the tether. They're gonna take this tower for free in the mid lane as well now. Titan are bringing it to the SK boys, and all they can do is jump and watch as they push onto tier 2.
They're still shoving. Apollo's taken to the skies. He's gonna come crashing down to help out his team. If one more member of Titan falls, we will most likely see a fire giant be started. They're just gonna take the tier 2, head back, clear out the base, and just like that, Titan continues the pressure.
Really good play. They get a tier 1 and a tier 2 in the mid lane. That opens up the map advantage. It means that SK need to ward deeper. It also means it's got an opportunity for Titan to ward more aggressively and not be worried about tower rotations from the mid. It also means that was exactly the same as a Gold Fury value.
Now, this
extra gold.
This is something I saw before coming out of Titan, and I meant to ask you about it, but breastplate, okay, I understand, but Spirit Robe this early?
Spirit Robe early, I mean, I'm not 100% sold on it, but the physical protection is good. Magical protection, I don't think is that needed on Athena because she's only really up against the agony to deal with. However, the health cooldown reduction is a great item. It's cost efficient as well for the stuff you get into it, and a lot of people underrate that item, in fairness.
Speaking of Athena, she has 0 kills, 0 deaths, and 8 assists. That's how you have to play Athena. No matter what role you play her in, you have to be everywhere. You have to be forcing the fights. And speaking of forcing the fights, Batch is going to walk right into a wall, but he's got the fat man jump, so he's good.
He jumps away for now, and you can see the deep was being placed by Kanye Life as well as Ataraxia there, but 1 sentry from Reals going to clear out some of that vision in that area. They're trying to control the Gold Fury pit. Now Titan realize they have the map opportunity. Another good wall coming out from Kanye. No follow-up yet. He was just seeing if he can force something. As we can see, Ataraxia trading once again with Reals in the duo lane. They're looking for an opportunity here. Blue buff might just be that.
Blue buff could be it, but I really don't even think they want to fight this. They're going to go for the steal, which they have secured here in just a second, and Badger wasn't able to get it. Yes, he was. Badger was able to secure it. Captain Twig, doesn't matter. He's got the dash. He's going to be able to get out of harm's way. Kali, though, she could be in a lot of trouble. Oh, Kanye Life.
Just a little bit too late. The blue buff save was huge for Badger there. He may have to pick this up himself unless Reals can get over for it. It should be about another 15 seconds till it goes down. But if he does that, watch out for the Titan boys because they're going to try and stop him doing that immediately.
Oh, there's the wall. Reals is going to be in a lot of trouble. He's got followed up with the CC. He takes to the sky. He has Astral Barrage. Ataraxia gets 1. Captain Twig dropping bombs on people, but Reals is able to escape again.
However, Zeros is the one that paid the ultimate price in that engagement, and that means once again, Titan can start trying to assault the Gold Fury.
Oh, Confrey, buddy. You got Athena coming in for the mitigation. Maniac is able to win it, though. He's huge. He had half health, and now this looks like it's going to be a Gold Fury for Titan. Back and forth, 3 kills separate these two teams. but so much experience, and gold puts Titan ahead.
They are still ahead. Maniac should have pushed his harder straight away. He was considering back into base there. I don't know why he was choosing to do so. He should have been on that tower immediately. He's realized that now, trying to push this wave in before he recalls, but he's too late to stay around now because the Gold Fury is now dead.
Osiris does have the chin size online, so for here on out, he is going to be swinging and hitting like a truck. Vulcan does have the Chronos pendant, which is going to give him a bunch of CDR as well as a decent amount of physical power, or magical power. But the big thing about having the Chronos is that it's more meatballs, it's more guaranteed damage, it's more turrets down.
That's correct. His cooldown all the way. He's got so much mana regeneration here, so Prime will never need to go back to base unless he gets low on HP. But he's got a little bit of sustain in there, obviously with that Vampiric Shroud as well. And going back to that Athena build as well, don't forget the cooldown reduction on that Spirit Robe. When you think about that, the double cooldown reduction means that Athena can spam her taunt more often, which means she can set up the kills even more fluently for a team.
Yeah, and you know, the other thing we completely forgot to talk about was the difference between these two Hunters builds. So we have the Unicorn build coming out from Ataraxia, but on the other side, Rama is going with the standard crit. And so far, it looks like Ataraxia's got the better of it.
Feels like standard crit, and now Ataraxia likes the Unicorn build. This is the two things we'll see. Right-hand side, Maniac's a bit overextended here. He's going to have to jump back. He's got the tower here, but here comes Vulcan as well.
Vulcan, he's going to try to hit a meatball. Bacchus is going to rotate as well. That's going to be Badger. Badger's going to come in for the help side on the backside. But this tower will inevitably fall. Ymir's got him cut off. Does he want to go for this? He's got the freeze. He's got the follow-up here. There's the taunt. But that is on the... Oh, no, that's actually on Baka. So he's going to jump out. He's very, very low.
That engagement there was all zone control because they wanted the tier 1 tower. They took that tier 1 tower down, Gandhi. Now they're going to be able to pressure tier 2 because still the jungler and the mid laner have still not arrived. Now they do, though. The taunt does go in. You can see the Zeros is going to go deep looking for Connie at the moment. Going to hit the frost and the beads come out. Earthshaker's just hit onto 2. The damage is real from the teams, but both are going to survive for now. But it's still not in SK's favor.
That taunt barely missed from Replicas. Here comes Ataraxia across the skies. He's going to come in and just go, oh, well, I want your Harpies anyways, man.
Whenever he goes up, you expect some great things to happen. Not that time, though. What this does do is give Reels a bit of free farm left. He's not going to be able to pressure into the tower, however, because Ataraxia smartly cleared the whole wave before leaving.
Now, Replicas just dropped down a sentry ward and just said, well, I might as well take out a ward or two on Fire Giant. That is going to be the next big fight. That is the point of interest. I mean, looking at the Gold Fury is going to be up in about 2 minutes and 10 seconds, but we could see these two start the Fire Giant dance, which is a possibility.
The lead at the moment in the game is still substantial in favor of Titan. What could end up happening is the dance, like we were talking about, the Fire Giant could go on for a while. And when the Gold Fury respawns, Gandhi, that's when you might see a switch because one person might try and pick that Gold Fury up and it may force a fight with the Fire Giant instead.
Zero's just backing up. He's doing the dance with the Kali. Rios is going to be able to acquire his blue buff, and you're going to see Ataraxia, aka Apollo, on your minimap. He's going to go back and just grab his blue buff as well. They want that so they can spam their abilities. It's big on Rom, but as we take a look on the right side, Maniac, Concrete's there. There's a taunt as well. Maniac's going to throw out the Regurgitate.
Oh, man.
In comes another one there. He's going to be able to get away. He misses it. Zero's, his health is just dropping.
It really is dropping, but nobody's died just yet. Zeros has to pop the ultimate as well defensively. But look at the health HP bars of both teams. You can see that it's time they technically come out on top. Ataraxia the whole time with split pushing left. He should get the tier 1 before Rios gets back. But right hand side, Godfrey's in a lot of trouble here. He's getting chased down. The burp comes out. Twig is on fire today, literally.
Twig doing an amazing job on Agni. Athena was just so close, but she wasn't able to land it. She does have to be careful here, though. Captain Twig and Maniac together will eat an Athena for breakfast.
This is the Captain Twig of old. He's gone down in estimations in a lot of people's viewpoints of how he is as a mid laner. He's still there, though. This tournament, he's been showing his old style that we've seen out of him before, and he's starting to take full control of this mid lane. Look at his team right now. They're behind, but he's 4-1-3.
Maniac going to go around the turret of Vulcan's. Just going to go ahead and jump back.
Golly.
Ataraxia could be in a decent amount of trouble. There's the Mez. That's why Apollo's fun to play.
Not play against, though. Right?
Yeah, no. Playing against is like putting your hand in a car door and slamming it.
Over and over.
Yeah, for sure.
I totally agree. 13 seconds till the Gold Fury comes back up. Sentry Ward is down there for Titan already. They have control. Also checking in with the Fire Pit. You can also Fire Giant area. You can see double sentries in that area too. So both teams need to get control of them, and it's Titan who are in control.
So Titan now. Gold Fury is up. They have map coverage completely with wards. Rebecca's has the taunt, he has it on 2. Earthshaker comes in. Badger's health is
Badger's gonna live. Badger's gonna live. He has to live. The burp was good. He's gonna allow him to survive. And now it's Kanye who's got out of position with the rotation from Reels coming in. Ataraxia trying to make that worthwhile. Is a taunt available? Well, with the cooldown reduction in it. And Ataraxia gets another. So beautiful to the face.
Reels now just staring down the barrel of Titan. He's just got 4 guys charging him. They have to be very careful here. This can result in a fire giant if one more person dies. Here comes the taunt from Rebecca that forces the ult. Intoxicate in. Maniac diving into the backline. He's going to be deterred. And Reels says, bring it on, girl.
Reels has got it deep here. He's looking for a kill on Prime. He has to fight it to make this worthwhile. But Comfrey's in his face. Comfrey's going to keep chugging. Zeros, though, does take out Prime. And everyone still lives from SK. But for how long?
Watch out! Finally, Replica's able to get the peel. Now Maniac, Reels, and Badger are all weak. They have to go and turtle at their base and protect this Phoenix, but they can't do Fire Giant.
Okay, that fight was so important for SK Gaming.
They're going to, though.
They can't. This is risky to do this because everyone's immediately gone back.
You got to risk it for the biscuit, man.
I mean, they are ahead in gold right now. No, they're not going to. It's free. It's free. I'll shut up.
Yeah, no, it's great. I did not see Kanye life. I forgot he died like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, it was that as well as the fact that not taking into account the golden experience lead. Their items are great for this sort of.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to burst out quick enough. Not even Maniac's going to make it there in time. Fire Giant goes to Titan, and a bit of a smash in the face from Kanye.
Titan now, here's the plan. Titan goes back, they buys, they get their actives up, everyone waits, and then they push one time. We're probably gonna see them push the right side tier 2, maybe the left side, and then just work down one total side. The ideal is to work down the left side, though, because that means Fire Minions coming down the left side, which is the opposite side of the Fire Giant.
Correct. However, in this situation, they do have an Apollo on the map and an Athena. So sending Ataraxia to the left-hand lane, send the rest of the team to the right. If Ataraxia gets in trouble, Kanye can come in with the Defender of Olympus, or Ataraxia can rotate to a fight on the right. This is prime opportunity now for Titan to get themselves in a great situation.
Titan's gotten both Gold Furies here. They also got the first and only Fire Giant. And SK says, we're not going to contest this. We'll just give it to him. Taking a look at the charge, 13,000 experience in favor of SK, 8,000 gold. Or in favor of Titan.
Yeah, in favor of Titan, yeah. 30 minutes in the game now. You can see the whole team have realized they are so strong. They're not going to go for the split by the looks of it. They're looking for a pick from behind. Keep an eye on Kanye. He's going to put the deep wards around, looking for a rotation on the back in case someone's going to hide in the jungle. The jungle wall coverage around there is very, very key to making sure they control it.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and disagree with something here. Badger actually went with the blink. Now, I understand the idea behind it, but if he put improved shell on as that third active, he's going to give a lot of protections to his teammates, and he would be much more beneficial in the team fight.
Yeah, it would be a lot more help for him to have that shell available, especially because of the burst damage coming out from Vulcan. There's a good taunt from Replicas once again, but a disengage from Titan as well as a smart play. Poke, 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 try and get a little bit of poke damage down. Not many people have sustaining these compositions, Gandhi, and it means the Fire Giant buff is going to pay its due.
In the middle, though, it's just Ataraxia. He's got to be careful. Maniac will jump on him at any time. He does have Reels as a backup as well. So you're going to see a 2-man against 1 here in this scenario at the mid-Phoenix as the dance is going to continue to happen here.
Oh, not for long because the blink hit from Kanye is good. The wall was nice, but now they were trying to force Badger to come out and play party. He chose not to, but now there's a taunt from Reppy.
Reppy's got the taunt. Maniac forced out Badger in the middle. Badger's going to take a lot of damage here. Not a lot at all, actually. Zeros, though. He's got the ultimate. Reels tilt to the sky. Wow, Ataraxia's got 1. Badger's just health is depleted. Captain Twig able to pick up a big kill. Down goes the ADC. Comfrey gets a kill on Badger. That is 3 members left of SK.
There is, but the Phoenix is still standing for now. Not for long, though, as the Fire Giant buff is paying its due. They're actually doing damage. There he goes, Replicas again with the taunt. Aegis from
Beautiful.
Sorry, from Twig. And Replicas goes down. Zeros gets out of that one as well, but Prime did trade down. Zeros in a good position. Reels back to full health. He can poke them and defend. SK hold their Phoenixes.
Get out of dodge, Titan. Just go. Just go get the speed buff, get the back harpies. You're good, or go back in and kill Reels. My God! Titan with the plays. Only person left is Zeros. He's Kali. We've seen miracles before. It can happen. He's just delaying time.
It's a Kali. She can go in. She lands the stun, goes for some damage, but now it's Badger's.
They're going to turn it. They're going to turn it. Badger, the burp's there. There's the Earthshaker. That's going to deter it. Oh, he might die to the turret.
The turret shot was huge there, but But the good news is, the Phoenix stands. That's the most important thing.
It is, it's true, it's true. But this is important. So right here, they did that amazing siege. You know, they pushed down, they got the tier 2, they weakened the Phoenix, but notice how they go through the jungle and they take everything. Huge.
The longer the game goes, the more dangerous Kali becomes. Remember that it happened as Titan against Cloud9 in the game as well. But the defense from SK Gaming was very important there. They actually went through the whole Fire Giant buff and survived. Comfrey team play is amazing though right now. Comfrey's having a fantastic game. He's doing great work at being a frontline as well as a disengage expert for his team.
Now, Ataraxia is at full build right now. He's got the Brawler's beat stick there. And what this is going to do is if Badja face checks Ataraxia, Ataraxia is going to melt him.
That's correct. I mean, this is what the Unicorn build does. It destroys anyone that is tanky. He's reached his full build core already. Still only got beads 1 online though, because he's been prioritizing that. He's kept himself in such a good position. He's not really been caught out apart from that one time we saw.
Yep, he's going to go ahead and get the speed buff himself. At this point in time, you might as well give it to Apollo. No reason to give it to Athena at all.
No, exactly. Athena doesn't really need it. It can help out a little bit on closing the gap for the taunts, but not really required too much at this stage of the game. You can see Titan now starting to position, looking for a pick. Will they find one? Well, there's the charge in from Athena. Doesn't manage to find anyone there, but the zone control is there.
Rios has to be careful. He's pushed way far up. Kanye Life could any time blink and kind of go, especially if his teammates are there. You can see how bad he is zoning them. Fire Giant has spawned, boys and girls. This is the point of interest. We will see if SK tries to go for a steal based on the zone. I mean, there's really just 2 people attacking.
SK have to go in, they have to go in soon because Ataraxia will do work to that Fire Giant solo, and that's what they're doing now. The taunt is going to be important there. The beads we're using, the diving from Zeros in the back looking for Comfrey. The defender of Olympus comes out. Ataraxia does kill Rios though, and now you can see Zeros in a whole lot of trouble.
Looking for the second one. Captain Twig with a brilliant Aegis. He's still alive. Bakasur is able to get one. Comfrey's going to take out another. Badge is still in the middle. He's got a lot of damage. He's going to get knocked up, though. Ataraxia is taken out. Captain Twig, you got to be careful, buddy. Athena's coming from your left. Will they get the taunt? Here's the dash. The taunt hits. Down he goes. Tia's side. Titan is going to siege another tower. Down they go the right side. Not worried about the Fire Giant. The timer is 35 seconds. They should be able to... Actually, no, they have no minions.
They can get a Phoenix here. They can get a Phoenix. They've got a turret on the Vulcan as well. They can get the Phoenix here. Ataraxia will heal back up. With that build of his, he will get a great life steal off it as well. One Phoenix on the right goes down. If they risk the second one, they can. Yeah, they've got plenty of time. They're not risking it either.
Yeah, oh, well, be careful, Ataraxia. Be careful, Ataraxia! Oh, sweet mother of Joseph. No idea who that is.
What?
I don't... What? Dude, I don't know, man. You're watching the same game as me? I don't know.
I don't understand.
I think he did like that line dance over the edge, and he just kind of
Rios was so close with those snipes onto Athena, and now the one issue from that whole play, Gandhi, they get both Phoenixes, but now with Apollo going down, is SK who could steal the Fire Giant here in a
It's not even a steal at this point. SK can theoretically just take it.
They should be good. They should Fire Giant. They have to. It's their only way back into the game right now.
You're looking at Kanye Life. He's got a bulwark. He's got a Magi's blessing. He's going to be hard. This is the right play. We're going to have all eyes on Titan.
Who is zoning?
Who's going to jump in?
No one's zoning. And when you don't zone, it can cause issues. Titan are starting to come into this final. Fire Giant is dropping to 40% HP. On the backside, the Earthshaker's coming out as well. Nice damage as Comfrey takes out Maniac. The Fire Giant goes to the Titan. And no one was on zone duty. Zeros is surrounded. He's going to leap over the wall. Chased down by Athena. No, the reach does not do the damage.
It doesn't matter. Just go ahead and siege. You have your middle Phoenix open. The fire minions are going in. You can do this. Look at Ataraxia. He's taken to the sky. Kali, you might die. Bye.
The respawn timing was perfect there. They're not even going for the Phoenix right now. Or are they? Are they going to swing for the Phoenix? No.
Oh, they're not
looking
swinging.
for Reals. The taunt was good. The meatballs did not connect though, but the backfire did. Nice ring down from Captain Twig there as well. Looking for the damage, does find one for himself, but will he pay with his life? It looks like,
oh my God, the plays of Agni. He is playing out of his mind. Badge is going to be there. He's still alive. SK Gaming Titan is at 94%. Make that 100% now. Ataraxia is in a lot of trouble, though. Reals is going to back him out, and now they are going to completely reset. We'll probably watch him push the left side lane in just a little bit because that Phoenix is still up.
Steal the jungle, heals up a little bit, take away some buffs, speed is available, so is the blue. The Titan is, as you can see on the screen there, 97% HP. At the moment though, the Phoenix is going to be down for quite a while, and with only one area to siege, this game's looking really good for Titan.
Is that that's a Fatalis coming out of Kali here, which is going to turn into a Hastened Fatalis. So a Hastened Fatalis doesn't, when you hit a successful basic attack, you don't get the debuff.
You don't get the movement speed penalty.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a movement speed penalty in this game for using auto attacks based off range or melee. You get a smaller one if it's melee.
Melee?
Larger one if it's range. Melee.
Really?
Melee.
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 No, it's melee. Like, that's actually like how you say it.
We gave you the language except the way I said it.
Okay, listen, just because this is the Battle of Europe doesn't mean you got to throw that in my face.
Okay.
All right?
23 to 15 though in this game right now. 90,000 experience lead, 16,000 gold. It's probably the longest game of the tournament so far.
Oh, by far.
It's not because it's one-sided, because it hasn't been Titan, and SK have gone backwards and forwards, but Titan have kept a decent lead throughout. It's still not over just yet. We've seen comebacks worse than this.
Now, Fire Giant's going to be up in 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Gold Fury is up. I don't think Titan's going to waste any time. As you can look at your UI here, as you're looking at Ataraxia, he's pushing down the right side lane, so that's going to free up his teammates to push the left side. The reason why he wants to do that is because that Phoenix is getting ready to come back to life.
Right. He's coming back to life, and he's bringing in a fire minion wave as well, because the fire minions do havoc to that. That's why Reels has to defend against Ataraxia. He's one of the only ones that can deal with him right now because of the build he has and his Hunter versus Hunter matchup. Keep an eye on that lane, because on the left at the same time, we're going to see an engagement once again from Titan. They're trying to keep these 4 men busy as both these... So the right lane is also still pushing.
I'm not sure they can handle this without Reels. They need Reels in this fight. Here comes the taunt. Maniac's going to be the target. Captain Twig going to be able to hit the pokes. Notice how he doesn't commit. He just sits in the back, baits out everything, and now he's looking to engage, but it's not going to happen. Middle Phoenix is up as well as the right. In comes Baka. Baka's a little late, and Middle Phoenix is going to go down to the fire minions. Here comes the Blink. Here comes the Kanye Life ult. He misses everything. Replicas in the backside. The wall's going to block him.
And it looks like Ymir is going to be trying to be focused on a little bit by Zeros, but Zeros not really managing to find a target there. Badger has to leap away. Oh, the Earthshaker on the back. Ataraxia takes out Reels. Lord of the Afterlife from Comfrey Aegis from Twig.
Oh no, this is it.
And there's a good wall coming out to allow Ataraxia to keep the cleanup party going.
Wow.
Titan, I gotta take the first game in the EU semi-final matchup.
Ataraxia ends with an amazing triple kill. He went 12, 3, and 8. Titan goes up 1-0 in the best of 3. Keep in mind, it's the first to 2 wins that will advance into the grand finals of the Smite World Championship for a shot at $1.3 million.
1 point, is it?
Is it 1.6? It's
1.3.
No, it's 1.3.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's 2.6. I was getting ready to say, come on, man.
Guys, we'll be right. We'll be handing this over to the analyst desk. Golden Boy, guys, take it away. Tell us all about the action we just saw.
Fucking good job, man.
Oh, you most definitely will be tossing it back to the
well
Alienware
played.
analyst desk can do, because that matchup, man, wow, what a great game. Back and forth. He just ripped the SK sticker from the back. You're heartbroken there, Zim.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the Titan thing to come in so I can put them on the backside instead.
Okay, so you're a turncoat.
No,
Understand?
but Ataraxia...
Whoa.
Ataraxia...
The has-beens usually are.
Oh, wow. That was terrible. That was mean. That was mean.
Ataraxia, I gave Ataraxia a lot of slack before going into this. I said he
man.
should have won Reels. But honestly, he played very, very, very well. I mean, this is the Titan we saw at the qualifiers in Germany. Now, I recognize them. These past few days or weeks, in scrims against us and stuff, they haven't been their old self. This is a Titan that went and took first seed in Europe.
I think this was a case of overconfidence for SK Gaming, and we saw Zeros pick up that Kali and take it away from Replicas, which was a good play. I mean, you have to be, and you talk about the Dintos strategy where you're basically effectively getting that third ban out of the first picking phase, and that only works if you have the God Pool to support it. Zeros very clearly does not, and the Kali play was there. I mean, he kept walking into fights, dying. He kept giving up picks in the early and mid game, and they never actually activated. And even that last engagement where they were holding the Phoenix down, didn't actually pull it up. So let's look a little bit at First Blood, which happened 10 minutes into this game, ladies and gentlemen. This was a 10-minute First Blood, Logitech First Blood. Let's bring it up on the screen and see exactly what happened in this match. This is Ataraxia who went off this game, but Bacchus got saved by his teammate, but not in time. There goes the hit, but I want to highlight what Reels did at the end of this. Now, Badge, of course, is going to be the First Blood. This whole thing ended in 2 and 4. This was a 6-kill First Blood. There goes the jump on top. Now watch how many kills. There goes Confrey now down for the count. There's Zero's down as well. We have 3 deaths so far. Dashing forward, he's almost the last of his mana is going to be Ataraxia. He's going to force Captain Twig out of the fight here. There goes Maniac. But watch Reels. He gave his life 4 versus 1 to kill Kanye Life, the support, and that was not a good call.
Yeah, and Apollo, I mean, Ataraxia, that was just amazing plays out of him. I know you're not a fan of Apollo by any means. So, but also in talking about Kali from Zeros, that was also a big problem too. We were discussing this quite a bit. You guys were definitely going back and forth about it, that it was not the best choice for him to make that pick. It seemed like something to just stop the other team from getting it. It's like, I'm not going to let you have it, and I'm going to just, play this one just as well as you would play it. Not the case at all, and that really did cost him. If he would have probably had another god in that rotation, it could have been a much different case. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree 100%. I think the biggest problem was just, I think Zero's, he probably does know how to play Kali to a extremely high level. However, I think it was just, you could tell, like, a lot of his plays, it wasn't so much even not knowing the god, it was more of just a lot of misplays. I think it was a little bit nervous, a lot of pressure. Maybe he was just hyped up too much just off the games, but you could tell momentum died down, or something died down, and he could not perform with Kali to the best of his ability, and it really hurt his team because he was the only one going negative into mid to late game. I mean, he didn't hit level 20 until about 38 minutes in, which is a big problem with Kali.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. I don't know. It was, I guess, a good idea to take Kali to deny replicas, but at the same time, I just felt like he wasn't comfortable. He didn't really get anything rolling at all. I mean, a few times he died with ultimate up, what really should never happen. I just feel like maybe they feared the Kali too much. Prime played against Titan and they did fine against the Kali. So maybe just go for something you know how to play better at like a higher level. Give him Kali if you know how to counter. I think this way is to counter Kali and shouldn't be too scared.
I actually want to highlight some support play here. First, not the conventional support, right? We saw an Athena pick in that match. We actually saw Replicas go Athena, and you were talking about this during the match, and let's go ahead and look at the Kanye Life on the other side. He's got 2.3 KDA on that Amir. He set up so many fights, but he was also very cautious, right? He was able to block off a lot of the engagements coming out from the Athena. He actually countered almost every initiation on his team, shutting down a lot of the aggression that came his way. Plus, 29 wards placed, that's pretty darn good, covering the entire map. I think the combination of helping out the solo lane really took a lot of pressure off of Kanye, right? Because he's so far away from the solo lane. Yeah. With the Replicas pick of Athena, he was able to go into the solo lane, play that pseudo support role for Confrey, which helped him overtake Maniac, and then that map just opened up for everyone.
Yeah, Maniac, but we were still seeing Maniac winning the 1v1 though.
Right.
If they came down to that, Maniac still came out on top. Right, so Confrey definitely moving forward to the next game, they just have to continue to keep a tab on that. Maniac's going to continue to cause problems for Confrey, and that's something that they have to be very cautious about moving into game number 2. So you are SK going into game number 2, Allied. What do you want to do? What is your thought process here? Who are you looking to shut down right away?
Honestly, I don't think it was so much of a problem of shutdown. I think it was a problem of team comp, priorities, and just recognizing the problem at hand. Like Titan, for example, they essentially played double dual lane. I mean, Replicas spent a lot of time in solo lane, and Maniac wasn't able to really get off like he usually does in most of his matches. So he wasn't able to do too much. His rotations were still on point, but he fell behind early. Confrey taking up a huge gold lead, and you can tell that like it helped out Confrey a lot. He was able to get big, and he became such a driving force in team fights. I mean, it's pretty common knowledge that Confrey, he doesn't excel in laning phases, doesn't excel in the 1v1 scenario. I mean, I think it was like 20 minutes in, he tried a 1v1 Maniac, and he had kin size online, and Bakasur did not, and he still got 1v1s and just outright killed. So there's a little bit of weakness there. However, with Replicas in lane, spending so much time, Confrey was able to get big, and he became absolutely a star, just dominating the team fight. So I think it's just recognizing the problem. Like, also another big problem was team comp. For example, Titan had a 3-man front line. Even with all the hyper carries in the world, you put 5 hyper carries on SK's team, it's not, they're gonna die by the time they're even able to shred through the front line, just by the sheer amount of AoE. I mean, Ataraxia went off. There was a couple of clutch Vulcan ults, a lot of setups. There's so much CC, so much setup, and so much tankiness. They didn't have enough time or health to kill them all. So I think just going to that, need to recognize that and figure out a plan to either get around that or counterpick that.
Yeah, the team fights were relevant. I mean, like, definitely relevant there, and that they were struggling with that without a doubt. It was real tough for them to be able to come on top. Sim, what are your thoughts now? I pose the same question to you. What are you looking to do in game 2?
I mean, the thing is, the biggest thing here is that we talked about this earlier. The laning phase for Titan is not that great. Instead, Comfrey, like, you know, he held his own in his lane. I mean, a few fights, 1-on-1, didn't really impact the game that much. But what I predicted was that, you know, we had to look at the mid-camp fights with Konya Life and Pretty Prime, and that's what they did. You know, Ymir walls were set up perfectly for the Vulcan ult to hit the target they needed to hit. And, you know, they cut out Young Badgie a few times. I think it all fell down from the Kali jungle pick. They just didn't have the driving force that Zyros has been in these previous games. So I'm expecting to maybe they look into more comfort picks for Zyros. Maybe let them have Kali or just ban the Kali outright. Ban Kali Circuit or something like that.
Yeah, Zeros definitely needs to kind of go into this next one. I think what we're seeing is versatility is shining through. A lot of teams are able to rotate. And when we were doing the picks, right, we looked at Athena as a weird pick, but I think it worked famously because going to this team was thinking, we got to shut down Repicos. And then you're like, okay, he's a Guardian. What do we do? And then he just, Ataraxa hid behind Repicos the entire time. That last team fight is a good shot of that. But one thing to remind everyone who's here at the venue as well and watching online, we're of course giving away tons of stuff to enjoy the event. Go ahead and tweet #SWC at Smite Game and show us how you're watching the event, how you're enjoying the event, and maybe what your favorite thoughts are of the event as well. Maybe even from the last game. That last game was probably, I mean, I don't hold this up very much, but that last game makes me want to. I mean, that was just a fantastic show for both teams.
Yeah, that's right, folks. And also, if you are in the venue, and just for you guys back at home as well, you can, you know, whip out your phone and you can go ahead and download the SPL app there, the Smite Pro League app there. You can find out what time the matches are starting and also some more information on some cool giveaways in-house and stuff like that. So, but if you're at home too, you might as well just download that, right? There's no reason to. So you can get that in the iOS store as well as the Google store. So definitely check that out. But yes, so now let's talk about the play of the game here.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you know, because there was a lot of highlights here. Which one do you think made our Alienware play of the game?
It's gotta be Apollo, man. Ataraxia on this character. And we talk all about Thorgars and we talk about Repicos on Kali all day long. They've been getting Apollo to Ataraxia. I honestly think it's at that point you can't do it anymore. Watch this 1v1. This is what ended the game. Reels by himself. Big damage Ataraxia running out the left side. Gonna find some rotation here while his teammate Comfrey gets out of the fight. But here comes the potted Ataraxia through the wall. AFK 360 no scope while he takes out the Phoenix. And then a triple kill right before the Titan falls. Don't give him Apollo anymore.
Yeah, I mean, so now going into game 2, do you get rid of Apollo for Ataraxia, like, hands down? Is that something that needs to just join Circuit in this matchup?
I don't think so necessarily. His Apollo play was absolutely strong, and I think Ataraxia played lights out. That was actually like some of the best Apollo play I've seen yet. But
so you don't think lightning will strike twice then?
Exactly. It's really hard to get up to that point. Ataraxia had a tremendously good snowball start. They stopped Rama from getting blue, and Rama had a tremendously weak laning phase with a non-existent jungler. It's really hard for anyone to not get as big as Ataraxia at that point. However, I will not discredit him by any means. He played absolute lights out. You give him any kind of a lead like that, he will perform, I'm sure, the same miracle again.
He'll capitalize on the opportunities.
Second game, I think Zeros is going to step it up, get his chin up, and it's going to be a lot. It's going to be even better than that last match for sure.